So, finishing up some of the questions that I am trying to answer as it relates to hell. And let me just pause here to say that I have been hearing that these are going longer. I think that's a negative thing. But we are going to try and continue to speak to some of the questions. I'm going to try and address some of the questions that you have about heaven and hell and death and end times and all that. So as you have them, send them my way. Today, the last question. By the way, I've also been hearing from people who are saying I don't get the devotion on Friday. That's because on Friday we send out the Friday update, and so if you don't get the Friday update, you can ask for that. But these are 4 days a week. Okay, so today the question is sort of involves both heaven and hell. How can people in heaven be happy knowing that there are people in hell? So how is that possible? And I would actually expand it and ask the question: how can people in heaven be happy knowing all the suffering that has gone on earth, all the evil that has happened? How could anyone in heaven be happy knowing about everything bad that has gone on in history? So, I mean, this is actually a question, of course, that comes up even outside of the context of hell. This is just a question many people ask. If God is, loving, how could he allow evil to exist at all? Evil shouldn't exist. If God is all powerful and all good, then evil shouldn't exist. But evil exists, therefore, either God is not all loving or he's not all powerful. Okay, that's for a different day. What I want to do is just try and answer specifically the question: how could people in heaven not be traumatized by the idea of hell? So you might remember back when I was talking about heaven that I quoted, I referenced a statement by Sam in Lord of the Rings when Sam and Frodo were trying to get to Mount Doom to throw in the Ring of Power and destroy it and defeat evil. And he ends up seeing Gandalf, who he thought was dead. And he's overjoyed that Gandalf is alive, and he asks, is everything sad going to come untrue? And the answer to that question, in one sense, is I think yes. I think everything will make better sense, different sense, and we will understand it differently on the other side. So God's perfect judgment is going to bring about ultimate justice and righteousness and peace and joy, and there will be a shift, and we will see, the backside of the tapestry, and we will see what God was doing when we could not understand it. And again, eternity changes everything, and so it completely, it completely repositions our assessment of the things that are going on. So all that to say, when we're on the other side of God's decisive judgment, I think we're going to understand judgment very differently than we think about it today. We're going to see, when everything is made right, we're going to see some of the beauty of judgment. We're going to see some of the beauty of the things that have gone on. We're going to see God's glory in ways we might not have been able to understand. And there is a sense in which one of the things that we can reflect on, to just get, an analogy on this, is the cross. So the cross is this place where we have, the display of God's love and the display of God's justice in one spot. We can think, when we think of the cross, I am of such value, right, that God sent his son to die for me. And I am so broken and so sinful. And my rebellion has been so heinous that the way forward was that God's son had to bear the wrath of God upon himself on the cross for me. So, and then of course, on the other side of the cross, we have the resurrection. And I think all these things we're just going to see and understand in much more significant and profound ways. So I'm not worried about this. I understand it's a question, but I just think, again, it's a little bit of the kind of question that children ask that just reflect they don't really have anywhere near the perspective that they need in order to ask the right questions. So trust in God. He has this under control. Have a good day.